Hello students, welcome to the biology class. In our previous session, we discussed about the fertilization and implantation. Today we are going to start with the pregnancy and embryonic development. The cell of trophoblast differentiate into an inner layer and outer layer. Trophoblast is the peripheral layer of the blastocyst, whereas inner cell mass is the inner layer of the blastocyst. So the cell of trophoblast, which is the peripheral layer of blastocyst, differentiate into inner and outer layer. The outer layer is called chorion, forms the chorionic villi. Villi is the finger-like projections that grows into the endometrium. Endometrium is the inner layer of the uterus. So the layer coming out from the trophoblast will get interdigitate into the endometrium, that is the inner layer of the uterus, and then they will form a special connective tissue between the mother and the embryo, and that special connective tissue is known as the placenta. The intimate connection is established between the chorionic villi and uterine tissue. That is, the chorionic villi and uterine tissue, they become interdigitate with each other and forms the structural and the functional unit developing the embryo and the maternal body called placenta. And that placenta that plays a very important role during the pregnancy. The first and the very important function is provide the nutrient and oxygen to the developing embryo and remove CO2 and the waste material from the embryo. So these are the important functions. That is how the exchange of the nutrient, oxygen takes place between the mother and the embryo. And the very important another function which is performed only by the placenta during the pregnancy, that it acts as endocrine tissue. And being the endocrine, they produce the several hormones which are going to be secreted by the placenta only during the pregnancy. That is human chorionic gonadotrophin, that is HCG, and human placental lactogen, that is HPL. So these are the two hormones which are being secreted by the placenta during the pregnancy, so that they can maintain the various essential physiology during the pregnancy. The another hormones which are being produced, that is estrogen and progesterone, but the sources of estrogen and progesterone is the ovary, whereas the source of HCG and HPL is the placenta. So in the later phases of the pregnancy, the hormone called relaxin, it is secreted by the ovary. During pregnancy, the level of other hormones like estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine are increased several folds, and they are essential for supporting the fetal growth, metabolic changes in the mother, and maintenance of pregnancy. And an umbilical cord connects placenta with the embryo, that helps in the transport of substances to and from the embryo. So here you can see there is an umbilical cord in which the blood vessels are present, and they are helpful in the exchange of material from the embryo to the mother. So the next, the fate of inner cell mass, which is the inner layer of the blastula, that develops into the three layers. The outer layer is ectoderm, inner layer is endoderm, and the middle layer is called as mesoderm. So that is a formation of three embryonic layers. The phenomena is known as gastrulation, or that is gastrula. So the inner cell mass, they have a very special cells which has potency for give rise to all the tissues and the organ called as the stem cells. So the inner cell mass contains the certain cells called as the stem cells, which have potency to give rise to the tissues and the organs. Now, the various these organs and tissues are going to develop from the blastula to gastula, from gastula to the embryo, from embryo to the fetus, and then to the child. That period is known as the gestation period, and it is the duration of the gestation period is 9 months. So after the 1 month of pregnancy, the embryo heart is formed. So these are the various changes or the development takes place in the embryo month after the month. So after the 1 month, the fetal heart is being formed. By the end of the 2nd month of pregnancy, the fetus develop the limbs and the digits. So they are having the small limbs and the digits. Digits means ungliyan, और लिम्स मीन्स दैट इज़ योर अपर एंड द लोअर लिम्स मीन्स हाथ पैर और उनकी उंगलियां बननी शुरू हो जाती हैं बाय द एंड ऑफ द 2nd मंथ, एंड बाय द एंड ऑफ 3rd मंथ the organs are formed. Most of the organs are being formed in a very rudimentary form, very small form, but they are not still functioning. So the appearance of the hair on the head and the fetus movement is observed during the 5th month. So after 6 months, the body is covered with fine hair, eyelids separates, eyelashes are also formed. By the end of the 9th month of the pregnancy, the fetus is completely developed and it is ready for the delivery. So that is the gestation period. So the average duration of the human pregnancy is about 9 months, which is called as gestation. So after the gestation period, now there is a phenomena, or there will be the period of the parturition. Parturition means the expelling of the developed fetus, or you can say simply the delivery of the child. So the act of expelling the full-term fetus from the mother's uterus at the end of gestation period with a vigorous contraction of the uterus is called parturition, because the embryo development takes place in the uterus, and when the uterus muscle, that is your myometrium, that is the middle layer of the uterus, will undergoes the smooth contraction, and with the vigorous contraction of the uterus muscle there will be the delivery of the child. But it is not a simple process, it is a complex neuroendocrine mechanism. Means with the message will go, and then there will be the release of the release of the hormone, and that hormone will helps in giving the vigorous contraction as well as the delivery of the child. So the parturition signals originate fully developed fetus, and number 2 is the placenta. So these are the sources from where the signals will go to the body and which induce the uterine contraction known as a fetal ejection reflex. So this triggers the release of the hormone, that is the oxytocin, from mother's pituitary gland. So oxytocin induces strong uterine muscle contraction, which in turn stimulate the secretion of further oxytocin. So once the oxytocin is being released by getting the fetal ejection reflexes, so the further oxytocin will be released with the stimulation of the uterine muscle. The stimulatory reflex between the contraction and the oxytocin secretion results in stronger and the stronger contraction, which leads to the expulsion of the baby out of the uterus through the birth canal. And the phenomena is known as parturition, or the delivery of the child. So that is a neuroendocrine complex system. So this is a mechanism. And what is a fetal ejection? That is a parturition originates the signals from where number 1 is the fully developed fetus and number 2 is the placenta, and this signal will induce the mild contraction in the uterus, and with the trigger of the hormone, that is the oxytocin, the contraction goes on stronger and stronger, which leads to the expulsion of the baby out of the uterus through the birth canal. The next is the lactation. So mammary gland of the female undergoes the differentiation and they start producing the milk. So mammary glands, when they become functional and by the end of the pregnancy they start producing the milk, the process is known as lactation. This helps the mother in feeding the newborn. The milk that comes out of the mammary gland during the initial days, that is called as the colostrum. This is yellowish in color and it contains several antibodies, that is HGA, nutrients like calcium, fat and lactose. Lactose is the milk sugar and calcium is good for the bones and fat is for the stimulation as well as insulation, and it provides the passive immunity to the body. So the colostrum is very, you can say, essential for the baby as a feed because it contains the various antibodies and the nutrients and they provide the passive immunity. So with the help of that colostrum or the initial days lactation, the baby get protected from the various diseases and they can develop the immunity against the diseases. So therefore, the breastfeeding is recommended by the doctors for bringing up of the healthy body. So the pregnancy and the development, that is the embryonic development, then we are having the formation of placenta. After the formation of placenta, we are having the gastrulation, that is your endoderm, ectoderm and mesoderm, which has a stem cells. The potency of the stem cells will undergoes the various tissues and organs, and from first month to 9th months, the various organs, they are becoming developed from the fetal heart to the complete development of the baby, or you can say the child, and then there is a delivery of the child known as the parturition, and the feeding of the child is with the help of the breastfeeding, and the process is known as lactation. So with this we finish this chapter, that is human reproduction. This is very important chapter by the examination point of the view, that is you will get a 100% 5 marks question from this chapter. So go through this chapter, consult your NCERT book, and again try to solve the NCERT exercises as much as possible. Practice your diagrams, make the flow charts for the better revision as well as for the better learning. Till then, stay home, stay happy. Thank you.